Good morning everyone. Welcome to the Activity Club of Victoria Memorial Hall. So today, as you know, we are all here for the same purpose of learning something new. And today we are going to learn something very interesting. It's going to be a very exciting workshop for us. We will be learning on the textiles as in the block prints, how we can use them in our daily lives. We are totally unaware how we actually can use these blocks and make them use. So let's see how different workshop it is for all of us. So we are very fortunate to collaborate this entire event with the Sutra Textile Studios. They work with the heritage of our textiles and they organize various workshops, seminars, exhibitions, specially designed for each one of us. So we are very lucky to have the Sutra team here. So before we begin today's day, I would like to request Amrita ma'am, Amrita Mukherjee. Please ma'am share something with the students. In fact, all of you can be a part.
Hello, good morning, welcome to all of you. And first of all, thanks to, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Good morning and a very warm welcome to Victoria Memorial Hall. And first of all, I have to thank Victoria Memorial Hall for collaborating or for asking us to collaborate on this workshop for block printing. And very happy to see so many of you here, and I hope you will enjoy this experience. Block printing is one of our oldest traditions in India, and just wanted to point out that what I'm wearing, I have to first of all thank two key people who are going to teach you this. And that is Santosh and Paramita, who are the experts in this, and they are going to teach you. And I want to just share that I'm wearing something and Paramita is wearing something which comes from one of our oldest traditions of block printing. It's called Ajrak, and it is done in Western India, in Gujarat, in actually Bhuj, in Ajrakpur. And these designs that I'm wearing have been there for centuries. And some of the oldest ones have been found in Egypt, when they found ruins, they found sort of bags of these textiles, and when they opened them, they found these prints. And so just imagine how ancient this tradition is. So India is an expert in block printing, and what you're going to learn today is a much simpler method. These are much more elaborate, but I just wanted all of you to be aware of it. So now I think I'll hand it over to Santosh and Paramita, and they will give you a presentation first before you start. And I really hope that you enjoy this experience.
Good morning everyone, I'm Santosh. Thank you so much Victoria Memorial to give me an opportunity to do this workshop with all young children. Before start our practical work, I would like to share a small presentation about block printing. It's a basic what we are going to do, but there is some history and some detail about this workshop, about this block printing. So before doing that practical work, let's start and see our presentation, what we do. This is a small introduction about hand block printing. Hand block printing on textile refer to the technique by which curved wooden blocks covered with dye are repeatedly pressed along a length of cloth to create patterns. It's all about patterns. It's not a single, yes, we use a single block, but the block printing, the main part is the repetition. So we are talking about the patterns here. The beginning of the art of the ornamenting textile fabric by the stamping or printing on the color designs are lost in antiquity. Block printing is believed to have originated in China toward early 3rd century. Around the 4th century, records of its presence were found in Egypt and some Asian countries, from where it spread to Europe and then other places. Block printing was first developed in China and is said to be over 2000 years old. However, the earliest known example is the Diamond Sutra, 868 AD, which is century in the British wing, currently in the British Museum. Now, what is the characteristics of the Indian block printing? It is the essence of Indian and craft that make Indian stand out in the world. However, the numerous art and craft are slowly dying and so have to be renewed and brought back to the life. Hand block printing is such an art which can be used for making every piece of cloth, every design unique and different from others. This can never be possible by using automated machinery wherein hundreds of meters of fabric which comes out in same design color. It provides sustainable livelihood to many local families. It is skill pressed through many generations and is traditionally being done using natural dye and should be preserved. What makes the technique unique in the fact that the design has to be first curved on the wooden block by hand. See, this is the block. Normally we know about the block, what is block, but there are different size and shapes of the block. But mainly we concentrate on the size of each block should be 6 by 6 inch. It is very easy to handle. There is no doubt that the factory printed textiles are being cheaper and perhaps more color fast compared to block printed fabric. However, the block printed fabric reflects human labor and sensibility of the craft, which no machine made fabric can ever do. Block printing represent a craft that provides a sustainable livelihood to rural artisans in the third world. Now, this is in India where we found what kind of blocks we are doing. In Rajasthan, there are places Jaipur, Bagru, Barmen and Sanganer where resist process called dabo is used for involving wax and gum. In Madhya Pradesh, Bagh, Bagrongar, Indore, Mandsaur, Burhanpur. The printing of Bagh used vegetable and natural dye in bright shade of red and black, and also occasional indigo. In Uttar Pradesh, blocks are making. They are famous for the blocks, the making of blocks. In West Bengal, we all know that the Kolkata and Sri Rampur are very famous for block printing. In Andhra Pradesh, Machilipatnam, Kalamkari use vegetable dye for printing. Now the next thing is, what are the technique of block printing? The first one is direct block printing, which we are going to do here right now, and it is mainly done on silk and cotton. If we do silk on silk, first we need to bleach it, which is called digament. And if we do in cotton, then it should be starch free. So first, then the fabric is dyed unless the light background is desired. If we don't need the light background, in that case we use normally just wash it to not like bleach, but remove the starch actually. Then the color should be first. There will be 3 or 4 designs like rake, god. Including in that, we can use printing on the fabric. And this is resist printing. In resist printing technique, areas that are to be protected from the dye are covered with a mixture of clay and resin. Then the dye fabric is washed. producing a ripple effect. The dye is spread into the protected area through cracks. Block printings are then used to create further design, and Ajrak printing of Kutch and Sindh, Pakistan kalamkari from South India use this technique. Like Paramita and Amrita Di are using the sari she is wearing is in same technique. This is discharge print. The fabric is dyed in this technique, then a chemical used to remove the dye from the portion, this area. And that are have to design in different color. These portions are then treated so they may have be recolored. Like first we discharge the design, whatever design we need. For that we need the fabric to be in a certain color, dyed in a certain color. Then we, by help of chemical, we discharge that place. And again, if we require to color that place, we can print on that. This is a sample of block. This is called gud, and this is rake. Rake means the lining part. And for the filling area, like this is the filling area which is covered by this part, this portion. See, the same thing. And now if we know about the block is mainly need to be seasoned teak wood or sagun cut, and on the bottom face the motifs are engraved with steel chisel, different width and cutting surface by the carver. Each block has a wooden handle and 2 or 3 cylindrical holes drilled into the block for free air passage, and also to allow release of excess printing paste. So to often the grain in the timber, the new blocks are soaked in the oil for 10 to 15 days. These blocks sometimes have metal wood or over the wood. The block should be, when we make a block, we first, before using that block, we have to soak in oil, so that when it put in on the color, it doesn't show the oil colors. That's why it first need to be soaked in oil for 10 to 15 days for better result actually. Now this is about what type of wood we use to make this kind of blocks. First is sesame and then sagwan. The surface where the design has to first drawn on the polish, so that the design can be traced uniform on the surface of the wood. For tracing, carbon paper may be used, and there is another process prevailing for the purpose of the transferring the design on the surface. After placing the design on the wooden block, perforations are made and charcoal dust is sprinkled over it and pressed. By both these processes, the design can be transferred on the block. Here, before cutting the block, a color scheme has to be worked out. Like suppose we design a pattern. If we need 4 or 5 colors, same design should be traced in a 4 block, so that we get all 4 colors to print for the fabric. These blocks are cut in border size just to cover the open space of the design. The maximum size of single block is 6 by 6 inches with a cut design of the thickness of 3 by 4 inches. See this cutting. This is the border, which is very thin line to make a first primary lining of the design. This is the process how we start the making the tray, color tray, like dye paste and color tray. Step 1 is for making the color tray. We are going to do all these things here only. Before that, just have a look. For making the color tray, very first, dye paste is prepared by making thickness, binder and kerosene oil. The dye paste should not be very thick, otherwise it won't get the required print or watery. Step 2, now the tray is taken with the made of wood. Generally the size of the tray is 7 inch, in breadth of the 10 inch length and 2 inch deep. But sometimes size can be varied according to the size of the block. Now the die paste is transferred to the tray from the bucket. Step 3. After that, put a net like square frame made of bamboo stick called tharthari, which is made of bamboo sticks. And number 4 is level of the color be equal to the level of the tharthari on the color tray. This is the tray where we are making the surface of the color where we can put blocks and use the color. On the top of the jute fabric, malmal fabric is kept, and above malmal, georgette fabric is kept. If we want design with less intricacy, and if the block is more intricate, then above the jute fabric, we use georgette fabric. Here we are not using georgette fabric, we are using malmal and jute. And this is pigment color, pigment dye. Pigment dye we are doing here. So at the time of doing that, we can learn more about that one. Let's go for the rapid fast color. In this process, the ground color, the color in the design are printed on white and light brown color on the step. The design, the dyes are mixed for printing have to be used to the same day, otherwise it will not for use. And standard color are black, red, orange, brown and mustard. Color variation is somewhat difficult, and while printing it is not possible to gauge the quality of the depth of the color. Indigo soles. It is mainly for cotton. The dye easily penetrate through the fabric. The fasting property of the dye is good. In Amrita Di sarees, they use the indigo dye. Amrita Di? Yes. Now this is discharge dye. These dye are used if you need to print on a dark background. Medium to dark ground are dyed on fabric with specially prepared dye stuff. The printing color they use on the fabric contain a chemical that interact with the dye. These interactions simultaneously bleach the color from the dye and ground and print the desired color on its place. Areas can also be discharged and left white. The primary advantage of this process is that vivid and bright color along with the white can be printed on top of the medium and dark ground. Dyes used in block printing. We are using naphthol and reactive dyes, vegetable dyes, Bagro black. This is very important. We should know. Bagro black is derived by mixing acid solution of iron, often used nails, horseshoes, etc. with jaggery. Allowed to rot for about 10 to 15 days. Many other natural substances used to produce this dye are pomegranate seed, bark of mango tree, vinegars, salt, lime, etc. This is basically used in Rajasthan mainly. Bagru color, Bagru black, Bagru red. The dye is achieved by combining a source material such as alzarine with alum, and result ranging from pink to deep red. This is indigo blue. The internationally famous Bagru blue is obtained from the indigo bush found throughout India. Now indigo is very famous. We are trying to do more indigo. Now the printing part. If you see in this block, there is something written B. Why B? Like if we have a design 1. Design 1 have a 4 or 5 colors or 3 or 2 colors. In that case, 1 is for one color, second is for B is for second color. And there is a mark, this cross mark. This is indicate that it should be on left. Because printing, block printing always start from left to right. If you see, both hand used for this, and this finger is maintaining the balance from the left, and this side they are using the thumb for left side. Now, block printing process. First, the fabric to be printed is washed free of starch and soft bleach if dye is required, and it is done before printing. The fabric is again washed to remove excess dyes and dried. Step 2. The fabric is stretched over the printing table and fastened with the small pins. See, this is the table we already prepared to start the process. Before that, before printing, we have to stretch the whatever the required fabric we will print. We have to first stretch on the table. And the third one is that the dyes of the pigment to be used are kept ready for application. Step 4. Under the pigment tray is another tray containing the thick viscous liquid made from pigment binder and glue. This gives the color tray a soft base which help to spread color evenly on the wooden block. Small squeezer is used to spread the color paste over the tray. The squeezer need to spread the color equally, otherwise the color won't get equally on the block. Block printing process. The printing starts from the left to right. The color is even out the tray with the image of the wood and the block dipped into the outline color. The color always maximum time black or dark color will use as an outline. Step 6. When the block is applied to the fabric, it is slammed hard with the first on the back of the handle so that the good impression may resist. If it is multiple color design, the second print dipped into block in color again and print on the top of the outline made by the first block. The third block, if required, follow likewise precisely, aligning the block each time. Skill is necessary for good printing since the color need to devote till in the design to make it a composite whole. The fabric is sun-dried, which is part of the color fixing process. It is rolled in the bed of a newspaper to prevent the dye from the into the other layer and steamed in boiler constructed for the purpose. Silks are steamed this way after printing. After steaming, the material is washed thoroughly in the large quantity of water and dried in the sun, after which it is finished by ironing out single layer, which fixes the color permanently. This is generally a block printing unit hota hai, and then this is the, see in this they are using four or five colors. That means for each design they need 4 or 5 blocks to complete the single design. This is about Indian printed and painted cotton textile change the world. It is Indian change through which the innovative technique of dyeing cotton naturally with the permanent color. This earned itself the tag of having changed the world. The East India Company, which was responsible for about half of the world trade in basic commodities including silks, spices, tea, opium, found this significantly richer use of because of the Indian chains. He is William Morris. This is a few examples of his work. And this is actually contemporary blocks we are using nowadays. Thank you so much. Now we will start our printing section. Paramita, let's start. কত দিচ্ছি 5 লিটার কেরোসিন অয়েলে আমরা 1 লিটার বাইন্ডার ইউজ করছি। বাইন্ডার মার্কেটে পাওয়া যায়, বাইন্ডার নামেই পাওয়া যায় অ্যাকচুয়ালি অ্যাজ এ ফর পিগমেন্ট প্রিন্টিং। দাদা ইউ ডোন্ট নিড আপনার গ্লাভস বা কিছু লাগবে না? What is okay? বলো। হ্যাঁ, what is the function? Function কি আছে? লোকালি যেটা আমরা এখন নিচ্ছি এই ওয়াটার লাইক থিং, এটাকে ওকে নামে জানা যায়। আর এটা অ্যাজ এ বাইন্ডিং এটা ইউজ হয়। এটা ফিক্সার, দিস ইজ ফিক্সার। কত নিচ্ছি এটা? এটা আমরা 100 গ্রামস নিচ্ছি। আগে ওকেটা কত নিয়েছিলাম? 100 গ্রামস। 5 লিটার kerosene oil, 1 liter binder, okay 100 grams, and then fixer is 100 grams. LCP 100 gram. What is that? এটা হচ্ছে ইউরিয়া গ্লেজিং এর জন্য, মানে যে কালারটা আমরা ইউজ করছি যাতে ওটাতে গ্লেজ হয় সেই জন্য এটা ইউজ করা হয়। আর অল্প 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 একটু জল। অনেক বাইরের দিকে আছে। তোমাদের যদি দেখতে হয় এটা কিভাবে করছে একটু এসে দেখতে পারো। দেখো ওটা লাইট একদম কেরোসিন অয়েলটা কেমন একটা থিক সলিউশনে কনভার্ট হয়েছে। এই থিকনেসের উপরই আমরা যখন কালারটা দিচ্ছি তখন আমাদের রিকোয়ার্ড কালারগুলো আসবে। আর যদি খুব বেশি থিক হয়ে যায় আমরা অল্প কেরোসিন অয়েল ইউজ করব। আগে ওটা kerosene oil, then the binder is 1 liter, kerosene oil was 5 liter, 1 liter 100 gram is urea, 100 gram is okay, and then okay একটা লিকুইড ফর বাইন্ডিং করার জন্য এটা লোকালি পাওয়া যায়। যদি আমি কোনো কালার শপে যাই যেখানে এই কালারগুলো পাওয়া যায় র মেটেরিয়ালস, ওদেরকে ওকে বললে ওরা ওকেই দেবে। হ্যাঁ, ইউরিয়া বেসিক্যালি ইউজ এই জন্য হয় যাতে ওই কাপড়ে যখন প্রিন্টিংটা হচ্ছে ওই একটা গ্লেজি ভাবটা আসে, প্রমিনেন্সিটা করার জন্য ওটাকে ইউজ করে।
শাইনিং বেশি। আচ্ছা আমার একটা প্রশ্ন ছিল, যদি আপনি এটা 5 লিটার করলেন কারণ অনেক লোক রয়েছে বলে অনেকটা প্রপোর্শন, তো হোয়াট আর দ্য রেশিও অফ দ্য মিক্সিং প্রপোর্শন, মানে ধরুন আমি 1 লিটার আমার অল্প কিছু আছে, অল্প একটু ব্লকে আমি ইউজ করবো, তো আমার তাহলে আমার অল্প রঙ
स्टेडियम का तो स्टेडियम जो बन रहा है ना वो उसका बगल के
মানে
अंदर
ওকে 1 তারপরে ইউরিয়া 100 গ্রাম,
हॉल है
হ্যাঁ ওটা
सीधा चला जाएगा
5:1
अंदर तालाब है तालाब है कहाँ तक दुनिया से जितने दिन आगे
আর এটা ফেভিকলের মতো। ওকে শিখবেন না?
बोलेगा
ওকে ওকে অলসো 1 লিটার यूरिया 100
वन बाय वन खबर होता है नहीं तो हम आ जाएंगे
ओके ऑल्सो 1 লিটার ম্যাম, ওকেটাও 1 লিটার ছিল,
ওকে 100 ছিল
ওকে 100 গ্রাম আর ইউরিয়া 100 চারটে।
only kerosene oil 5 liter then binder was 1 liter
1 লিটার আর
আর বাদ বাকি সব কিছু 100
আর জলও
জল শুধু যতটা একটু so that they can use as a wrapping medium.
I have taken the video also and I asked them to buy no, because as we are planning for the assembly, we can also show this. जो आज के बारे में मैम बात कर रहे थे पाकिस्तान में
যেটা প্রেজেন্টেশন
जो यूज द
এটা হচ্ছে আউটলাইন
कैमल स्कूप कलर उसी में भिगो के रखे साथ
ফলো আছে না এটা ফ্রিজ করবে
normally in a main sort of printing workshop.
It should be very
It should be very tight.
Very tight.
So it doesn't move. So the print
Yes.
block won't move.
Yes.
It has to be very tight.
एक्चुअली द फैब्रिक जहाँ पे हम लोगों को प्रिंट करनी है उससे एक क्वेश्चन चाहिए ताकि वो एब्जॉर्ब कर सके। तो अगर वो क्वेश्चन नहीं मिलेगा जो कि हम लोग ये लेयरिंग से क्रिएट करते हैं तो प्रिंट अच्छी नहीं है। तो हमारे यहाँ जो अभी सजेशन के लिए हम छोटे छोटे काम कर रहे हैं इसलिए
हम लोग कलर के साथ बाइंडर को मिक्स करते हैं।
Have any of you done any block printing before? There are a few who have on paper.
ओके
So for the rest, it's a first time experience.
यस
Please ask questions.
Because this is for you only, so
Yes, yes.
try to be as interactive.
मैं क्लास का
जितने भी क्वेश्चन कर सकते हो आप लोग प्लीज कीजिए।
बाकी दो को बुला
हो सकता है हम लोग भी बहुत सारी चीजें भूल गए आप लोग को बोलते बोलते ये याद आ जाएगा इन लिक्विड
साढ़े
These can be bought.
बड़ा बाजार वहाँ पे एक रंग पट्टी है इन बड़ा बाजार देर इज रंग पट्टी Where you can pick. Actually, আমি করেছিলাম अजीता नहीं थे वहाँ पे ऑन पिगमेंट पिगमेंट फुल कॉटन पिगमेंट एंड पेपर बट नॉट फॉर सेल
Normally when you use it, should you wear any mask, gloves? Like on the
Yes.
yes.
That's why I asked na but only kore eto ei hoye geche
Right in a capital.
he said you know I'm okay
to avoid the spelling mistake.
But normally we should, right?
Yes.
That,
इसको नीचे कर
Near Mecho of Palpatti there is a shop.
yeah,
Near Mecho of Palpatti there is a shop.
you can buy all.
What is it called? Wrong put.
रंग पट्टी भी बोलते हैं और এখন তো ন্যাচারাল ইন্ডিগো যে পাউডার ফর্ম ওখানে পাওয়া যাচ্ছে
The natural
These colors
which one
these colors
no 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 ये नहीं दिस आर पिगमेंट कलर ना ये नहीं टच करेंगे एक्चुअली उसी तरीके से वो बाइंडिंग वगैरह तैयार की जा रही है
बाइंडर स्ट्रॉन्ग होने से बेसिक कलर जो रेड ऑरेंज येलो ग्रीन ब्लैक
देखिए हमारे पास यही 1 2 3 4 5 6 कलर है बट इन कलर से ही बहुत सारे कलर्स आप लोग बना सकते हो
So once you've mixed everything, you call it a binder.
यस
It's a binder paper.
देखिए इन वीविंग we first we prepare the yarn na so this is like yarn
Right. They have to prepare it. These. Amazing. Wish this.
see first we mix that color whatever we require we are just making that one this is the purple color na let's see what is mixing really fun.
With that tiny drop of yellow, still not done.
Yes. Actually, color mixing is সেই জন্য অল্প অল্প করে নিতে হয়। আচ্ছা,
একটু অরেঞ্জ
like bottle shape.
Do any of you do painting? Yeah, so you know
Yes.
about color mixing.
What color do you like? Watercolor, oil, you can handle. You can handle the texture. Yeah. কালকে আমার মেয়ে কি করেছে বল কালার করে দিয়েছে ব্লু অ্যান্ড অফ হোয়াইট তারপরে কি করবো আমি এখানে দুর্গা বানাবো বলছি এখন বাবাকে পাঠিও না আমি করি তারপর বাবা এসে সারপ্রাইজ হবে বলছি বাবা কি হবে সেটাই বাবাই জানে
আমি কত বয়স?
9 years না এমনিতে ওকে একটা বলের একটা পোর্শন দিয়ে যাওয়া হয়েছে ছোটবেলা থেকে তো এখানে যা ইচ্ছে তুমি করো
That's nice.
কালারও বানিয়ে
কালার সব বানাতে হবে তাহলে কাজটা আরো no it's a spatula type actually color to mix the color no it's a wood spatula pink and blue red and blue
So the color that we are seeing, is it exactly the color that was made from wood?
yes
When it dries, does it change color?
and I like your
Okay,
expression
ma'am, the color comes in a dust form, right? So it is
no it's not dust it's semi-liquid
semi-liquid.
So this puja you will going to buy this color.
Now we are knowing the technique we can actually
Okay.
Ma'am,
Lino print. वो आप लोगों ने लिनो भी किया है. Very good. I love lino. The lino cutting process is
printing is just drying. Drying is just
বুঝতে পারছি
Process is different. तो अपनी अभी छवि है कि
Thank you.
করা যায় ইভেন আমাদের এখানে যে ওয়ার্কশপ হয় আমার স্টুডেন্ট যে স্টোরি
मेरे लिए घर पे किसी ने ऐसा कार्ड नहीं मैं उस टाइप के कार्ड बनाया था उनके बर्थडे पे मैं देखी ना डेली देखती हूँ अपने भाई को लेते हैं तो डेली देखती हूँ सब देखा मैं अकेले इंसान जो डेली आई थी एक दिन भी छोड़े हुए नहीं जो डेली आई थी मैं डेली बाकी सब कुछ जैसे एक दिन
পুরো লেখা হয়ে গেছে সবাই কমপ্লিট
आवाज रिकॉर्ड हो रहा है I'm not there. What is my first job? My dad. My baby. My both my parents are working. My parents. My father is my godfather and your mother very pretty.
The same guy the same or just
Actually, his mother is a chemist. Can I dip my cake?
So that place the top on it. Touch remove the chair from there.
Remove the chair. There's a very thin teacher. Yeah, and he was very pretty. I'll give you a draw. I need to go.
রেডি করুন
রেডি করতে এই যে কোনা দিয়ে গোলটা যেরকম সে নিলাম যে এই যে থাপিটা দিয়ে নিয়ে নিলাম নিয়ে আপনি এটা ফেলে এইটা
সবাই আগে দেখো প্লিজ এখানে
আসলে চারিদিক থেকে কাপড়টা তুলে মাখায় এক্সট্রা
কি পেয়ে যাবো
বুঝলাম এটা
দেখেছি
We only have মাঝে মাঝে ব্লগ ডাকে দাও তাহলে হবে যদি ডার্ক কালারের
Just look at the camera. Smile. Good. Thank you. Okay. ঠিক আছে অর্কপ্রিয়া, so you also. All right. Good. অনিন্দিতা. Good. Very good. Aditya. Oh, Maritia. Okay. And now Aditya Das. All right. Good.
The rest are left.
So the teacher will be taking
All right.
it. Yeah. Sumedha, take your.
Abhishekta Banerjee, that is my apartment complex. It's called Abhishekta. All right. And Mahul Pia Nandi, Bhavan TK Vidya Mandir. That's a camera. Okay. Okay. All right. Shubhoshi Parida. रता ओ अरे टांग में रता नमस्कार
हाथ पे कैलीग्राफी है नेक्स्ट दर्जे थोड़ी रता
स्नेहा चौधरी श्रीजिता पुरकाय
अरे जी एक्टिव फ्यूचर फाउंडेशन है जी बजट
सिद्धांत बासु ओके